What's up, y'all? So I've been thinking. A lot of the time, the hardest thing for a designer is you find a client, and that client, let's say in this example, wants you to build them a logo or a brand or something like that. But understandably, that client is about to give you money, and so they want to know that that money is going to be well spent, that they have made the right decision in choosing you, that it's in their best interest to send that money your way, right? And a lot of that comes down to you showing them previous work that you've done, right? So in this example, you show them a page full of logos that you've done for other clients, or it's like a little side project, but enough to say, hey, I know how to do this. I've got a little bit of a volume of work. Your money is good with me, essentially. This is the simplest way to boil this stuff down. So I've been thinking that I want to add a page to my website, a logo folio page to my website. And in order to do that, I got to build some logos. So obviously. So I got to searching around and seeing if there was a good way for me to do, of course I have client work that I'm doing, but my client work, I maybe make 3 or 4 logos a month because of the amount of time that it takes to coordinate with the client, have all of the strategy meetings and the branding meetings and the, well, I like this, but can you change like this, and can you make it pop, and can you add this color, and oh, remember I wanted this, and all of that kind of stuff. And a lot of that bogs down the logo design process. It ends up being the best way because you're collaborating with the client and you reach a mutually good answer. But it does slow down the logo design process. So a logo in general to generate for a client, it might take a week, it might take a month, it might take several months. So I'm interested in the idea of creating a new logo. I'm gonna try every day, but just committing an hour to an hour and a half every day of sitting down, turning on my camera, and walking through my logo process. Really for 2 reasons. One, you guys get to see the behind the scenes of how a logo designer goes from sketch or idea in my brain to final vectorized versions ready for a client or ready for my portfolio in this case. So I figured that the easiest way to do this would be to commit that little bit of time every day. Sign up for the Daily Logo Challenge, and I'll put a link in the description to that website in case you want to try it out yourself. And then start to kind of crank these things out, and by the end of the 50 days, I will have a good grid, a good setup, maybe 10 rows of 5 or something like that. If you make 50 logos, the 50th one will be better than the first, right? So as we get started, this week's going to be a little different because, hey, I just launched my channel. This is the first video. And so I've already done a little bit of the legwork on these 3. So the first thing to do was just lay these things out in sketches. I did all the sketches in Procreate digitally. And then, of course, a couple of these had already been rendered. So this is the one that we'll work on today. The prompt was Panda. So I made a Panda booth communications. This is based on a reference photo that I found somewhere on the internet. Some person standing in a phone booth with a panda mask on. And so I started putting this stuff together, figuring out where my blacks were going to go. This one's really easy because it's just one color. And just kind of making all the lines, giving it a little bit of depth. Of course, my shape builder tool comes in handy for building the odd sections of it. And then once I got all the line work done, everything done in black, I duplicate it, expand it so that everything is a filled shape, and then build a live paint group that I can just go in and very quickly fill in. Illustrator's line paint tool is just the best. Duplicate them back. Go and get my jungle font, Jungle Zone, free font on DeFont, and Dunbar. Drop the subhead, the little tag there, communications. Go a little lighter on the gray. And then, just for extra brownie points, add a couple little cutouts. little nose, and we've got our panda guy. Alright, so that's all for this week. I know we just did one, and this one is the jankiest as they'll get, just because I'm trying to figure out my video process and how to record these and talk about my process while we're designing. My goal is we're going to do all 50 of these. I'm going to try to do 5 a week. We'll do 5 in one video and run through my process and how we get from problem to solution. And then from there, we'll put all 50 together, and hopefully I'll have a logo folio page here in a few weeks. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.